What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk to you about Lucid. Market closed roughly 22 minutes ago. I want to go over some of the data points and everything that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Lucid ended up closing 8.24% in the red, 254 the low, 278 the high, and 118 million shares being traded. 170 is the average. So I already did a video earlier today, so I'm going to do my best to avoid any duplication. But roughly around 10-15 minutes after I put up my video, Lucid put out news, and that was this. So Lucid and Timothée, I'm not going to butcher his last name, Chalamet or whatever, joined forces to celebrate the power of defying the status quo. So when Mark mentioned about some ambassador, turns out that is this individual. So I know a lot of people are very hyped up about this, a lot of good posts, even including this. So Long Lucid posted this. So I guess on Twitter, he has 1.9 million followers, Instagram 19.7, and I don't really keep up to date with all that kind of stuff, but maybe his girlfriend right now is Kylie Jenner. Massive amount of following on Instagram as well as Twitter. So yeah, that's good. We'll get Lucid's name out there. In my opinion, I think probably just based on his and maybe Kylie Jenner's following, maybe that's why he was selected as a ambassador, because to be fully honest, I would have anticipated, like based on what Lucid likes to do, where they like to orient themselves, I would have assumed it would have been a sports individual, whether it be tennis, soccer, football, or whatever you want to call it, or something else. I don't really know, but this Timothée is probably the last individual I would have anticipated. So let me know your viewpoint on that. I know some people, I've seen some comments already saying that like Lucid is going woke or something, because I guess he has, maybe Timothée has a history of that type of stuff. I'm not really sure. Again, I don't really keep up to date with a lot of these kind of actors and who they're dating and stuff. But like I said, I think this is okay. I kind of disagree with a lot of individuals saying that this is like, hey, you need to buy now. This might help with the marketing, but I think having CR7 or some other member from like a football team would have been a lot more advantageous, possibly. But yeah, I think in general, we'll have to wait and see how this does all play out and what his role is, whether he's going to be kind of tweeting or kind of posting more regarding Lucid, or if it was just this one kind of photo shoot that he did. We'll have to, I guess, wait and see. So let me know your general thoughts on this in the comments below. If it wasn't Timothée, one thing actually I do want to mention though, Nick, who is the head of communications for Lucid, did say that this is the first Lucid global brand ambassador. So alluding to maybe more. So again, that kind of leaves the door open for more possible ambassadors down the line. So good stuff. I would love to see more and more of these. Of course, as long as they're not paying them millions upon millions upon millions of dollars just for photo shoots and whatever else. But again, we'll have to wait and see and look at their actual financials just to see kind of what was done regarding shorts. So when I did my video, I think at the time they were increasing like 5 million shares or something along those lines. They actually did take advantage of the selling, and they did return quite a lot. So by the end of the day, they did return 499,000 shares. So this is why it is absolute craziness. Shorts, I think, were really able to kill the momentum early on with Lucid, and then broader market fear started to really take over. And as I mentioned in my video earlier, a lot of that stems from UPS and what they didn't really give for future guidance. And typically the age-old thing about watching transportation companies, FedEx, UPS, as key market indicators, if one of those starts to show kind of massive red flags, then you might have a problem. So the fact that UPS is not giving guidance because of macro concerns, definitely it's something that opened up the market's eyes today. But aside from that, shorts did return. So rather unfortunate that they were able to return like 5 million shares with pretty much the price not really appreciating that much. Aside from that though, moving back over here, 30.28% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 373.38 million shares overall are being shorted. Looking at options, you had a couple big outliers, and that was relatively optimistic. So when I did my video earlier, most of the options were bearish in nature. So clearly some big money is assuming that there's going to be some sort of recovery. So between 2:55 and 3, so the last 5 minutes of the trading day, there was 105,000 in premiums, and then right here as well, 200,000 in premiums between 11:30 and 11:35. So again, that's good that maybe big money is seeing some level of optimism behind the scenes. So let me know your viewpoint. As far as this, not really much changed from my earlier video, so I'll save some time, not really go over that. These are all the transactions that did occur on the secondary market above $100,000. So again, I pretty much went over that. No substantial transactions since my earlier video, and really no changes to the technicals. One thing did kind of post, it shows yesterday, but I believe it was posted pretty much around the time frame of my video, and it shows a new rating. Andre Shepard, Cantor Fitzgerald. Andre Shepard has a 54% success rating and did reiterate their $3 price target. As I've kind of mentioned in the past, I don't really pay attention to this individual. I think he's kind of just clowning the market, just constantly reiterating his own ratings like every 2 weeks. It really looks stupid, which is even worse, probably because he makes $150,000 a year just to do this. So kind of comes off as a pencil pusher to me, but nonetheless, that is a new rating that was posted. So I don't really pay attention to him all that much, but yeah, let me know your general thoughts on Lucid. This is a rather quick video, but this is more to kind of match with what I said earlier. So let me know your general thoughts on Lucid. If there is some other developments that does pop up, I'll do a pre-market video and then obviously a post-market. So I'll try to avoid any duplication as best as possible. But what's your general thoughts on the fact that shorts can return freely, almost from what it appears, 5 million shares with no kind of bump up in the price? Do you think that means that there's just an overwhelming amount of fear in the market? Do you feel fearful, or do you think that this is a optimum buying opportunity? What's your general thoughts on Lucid? And when it comes down to this new brand ambassador, what's your honest opinion? Did you think that it was going to be a actor, or I don't know if he's more than an actor, if he's a model or something else, but do you think that Timothée would have been the best choice? And if you were to choose a second one, who would you pick? So I'm kind of curious on who you'd want. Maybe Britney Spears? Or you could go all American Eagle and do Sydney Sweeney, I think that's her name. So I don't know, that probably would be a lot better than Timothée in my opinion, but what do I know? Let me know your general thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And then one final thing, pop over to my Discord, link in the description below and also the comments, completely free. A lot of good people talking about stocks, options, crypto, everything that you ever need in life. Link to that is in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.